We now invite Mr. Chugani to give us a speech first. So you have Mr. Chugani.
The honourable members and friends, respected chairman, I'm honoured that our chairman Derek Hong has asked me to say a few words on the employment of non-ethnic Chinese in Hong Kong. Since my talk is restricted to 3 minutes, I shall be brief and try my best to reflect my views on this subject. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, so the topic of non-ethnic Chinese or EMs in general is one that I am passionate about. In those colonial days, there wasn't much of a problem regarding EM employment because the trend was that most of them were either in the British Army or in Her Majesty's prisons, as it was called in those days. The rest were mostly working as watchmen in hotels and restaurants. Now this trend has changed even prior to the handover, and the children of the EMs are far better educated than their parents. Therefore, it is obvious that today's generation of EMs seek better job opportunities, and society must also play their part by offering them equal opportunities in the employment sector. This, of course, means government and private sectors. The main obstacle appears to be Chinese language proficiency. Although many can speak fluent Cantonese and some even Putonghua, they fail in writing and reading like myself. Government has thankfully done much in the last 2 years to alleviate this problem, but much more needs to be done. There does not seem to be an effective and efficient strategy to teach Chinese to non-native Chinese speakers. Having said this, the non-ethnic Chinese must also realize that this is a two-way street and problems cannot be solved by one party only, and we must work hand in hand with mutual trust to reach our goal. If EMs really believe that Hong Kong is their home and wish to build a future here, then all of us must realize the fact that we live in a city where roughly 94% of the population are Chinese, and in order to have a better understanding and a harmonious coexistence, we must be able to speak, understand, read and write their language. This in turn will create a better atmosphere, a higher degree of integration, and more job opportunities will become available. At the same time, we should not forget our own culture and heritage. We should proudly share this with others and make Hong Kong a better, more diverse place to live, and so that Hong Kong can thrive as a true cosmopolitan city. After all, we do call ourselves Asia's world city. For this grand title to hold true, I must also emphasize that we cannot let go of English standards declines further as it has after 1997. The government needs to urgently rethink education policy, including small class teaching, curriculums and other supply of effective foreign teachers for kindergarten and primary schooling. In today's internationally connected global economy, Hong Kong needs to push for higher English standards to connect with the rest of the world, otherwise Hong Kong risks losing its competitive edge and international city. Time is up.
Yeah, what you want to go on?
Lastly, I read an encouraging article in today's South China Morning Post. It mentioned that the government announced that the Chinese language proficiency requirements will be lowered for 22 civil service grades. I'm delighted the government is reviewing this language requirements to reflect the actual proficiency needed for various positions. However, I fear that this move will not significantly help the non-ethnic Chinese. The reason is that the non-ethnic Chinese students often do not achieve the reduced standards. The key to this lies in the way the non-Chinese students are being taught Chinese. I thank the current administration, Mr. Chairman, and respected members of LegCo for their support and understanding.
Thank you, Mr. Chugani.